Yo, today's podcast is brought to you by Zocdoc. Sometimes you just need to find a doctor because you're sick of Googling what's going on with your body, am I right? Zocdoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat almost any condition you're searching for, okay? Now check this out. These docs all have verified reviews from actual real patients, not bots, and the average wait time to see a doctor booked on Zocdoc is between just 24 to 48 hours. That's it. You can even score same-day appointments, all right? So go to Zocdoc.com/foods and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/foods, Zocdoc.com/foods.
Dudes Behind the Foods listeners, signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looked fun at first, but they probably threw in a free phone. But now you can't get off. That's what she said. Well, guess what, my friends? Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month. And my goodness gracious, you know how much wireless bills keep increasing. Well, guess what? Mint Mobile is here to save your broke ass, just like it did me. So to get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/dudes. That's mintmobile.com/dudes. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/dudes.
Dudes behind the foods. Yo, it's the dudes behind the foods. Dudes behind the foods. Yeah, it's the dudes behind the foods.
That's actually really fucking good. Tim, where's this from? I'm a raptor, eating what I can. I'ma eat everything till the appearance of man. Yo, see me.
Yes.
I'm living beneath the soil.
Uh-huh.
I'll be back, but I'm coming as
Oil. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes.
Hello.
Somebody, I did that too. They didn't get what the fuck I was talking about, and it hurt my feelings.
Mrs. Doubtfire, a classic. To this day, I will run around saying, it was a run by fruiting.
Hey, there was a joke in there that I saw because I watched the movie again. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It was when his son sees his dad and he figures out that Mrs. Doubtfire's head.
Yeah.
He's a he, she. He's a she.
He's a. Yeah, man.
Can't do that now.
I know. And what else do oh, dude, like literally. Now, okay, so Chia hadn't really seen Mrs. Doubtfire until I had it on as background. She had seen bits and pieces, but she hadn't really seen it until I was
That's
kind of
crazy.
made her watch it.
Madness, by the way.
And so now she's all about it, right? But so she'll be with the babies and she'll be like, hey, can you grab this, whatever? I'll be like, help is on the way. And I'll come in.
Dinner is served.
Man, such a classic, bro. I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
That movie was the acting was so good that even though how ridiculous the movie was, it felt real.
Yeah, man.
For some reason, like the idea of somebody dressing up as an old lady so he could see his kids.
Yeah.
I was like, it could be done so poorly to the point where this is the dumbest, corniest thing ever.
Yeah.
But it was actually very grounded.
Robin Williams, man.
Man, rest in peace. I actually didn't know this, but I heard he had some type of degenerative mental thing that was happening.
Huh?
And that was, people are assuming that was one of the factors to why he actually ended up killing himself.
Really?
Because could you imagine somebody who's a comedic genius, like his value and worth is based on his thoughts and the things that he says.
Yeah.
And then something happens there. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I guess now you just made me realize something that I've never thought about. Because they'll always say that, there's that thing where people say the funniest people are sometimes the saddest people, and they're always trying to entertain the rest of the world, but they're so sad inside, right? And I never really thought about why that is until you just said what you said. And I guess as a someone who enjoys making people laugh, you get a high from
Somebody laughing?
your reaction from other people. So I guess there is a part of you that is dependent on how you feel from how you make other people's feel, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that okay, you're a funny person, you get your life juice from making other people laugh, and when you're not making other people laugh, you're like, who am I? What is even the point?
And I definitely see that, like, I was watching a bunch of old Harrison Ford interviews. Yo, that motherfucker's funny, bro.
Is he?
Dog, fuck Han Solo. Watch any of his interviews. He's fucking hilarious. Like, specifically, he's done so many interviews with, like, Conan O'Brien over the years. Like, him and Conan O'Brien, their rapport is really, really good.
Interesting.
So they had him on, like, Harrison Ford came on Conan O'Brien's podcast now because he doesn't do television anymore. And they're just roasting the fuck out of each other.
Really?
And Harrison Ford's old as shit, but he's still super quick. And then I forgot what the fuck he said to Conan O'Brien. But Conan O'Brien was looking at him. He goes, you know, to be honest with you, I had no idea you were in Star Wars. He goes, there was Chewbacca, there was the other person, and then, I just kind of forgot about.
That's
he goes,
funny.
Harrison Ford takes a pause. He goes, so why aren't you on television again?
That's great.
Dog, Harrison Ford is fucking funny, dude.
Man, you know, I was kind of sad. I don't know if you watched the Conan O'Brien show, dog.
The best late night show ever.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, bro, because I didn't know a lot of people my age that used to fuck with Conan like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was coming on like 1:30 in the morning, but I used to stay up and watch Conan. I thought he was the funniest shit. And I felt so bad for him, you know, when he took over the Tonight Show and it didn't work out. Because I did feel like when he first took over the Tonight Show, I felt the struggle of him like trying to really reach that mainstream audience because the Conan show was so great because it was so weird, you know? They were doing a bunch of weird shit because they had the freedom to. So I felt like when he went to the Tonight Show and he was trying to maintain that shit but still appeal to the mass audience, like it wasn't connecting right away and they didn't give him a chance. They took it away after like a month. It was fucked up.
Dude, it's like Conan O'Brien, he's so quick on his feet. Like I think it was like Nicole Scherzinger. Like I remember this episode where they were talking and then Nicole Scherzinger's like, eyes up here, Conan, right? And you know how most hosts would probably try to laugh it off. This fool, he goes, well, what do you want from me? He just started right in her face. Like, that is quick. And he just goes in with it. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of people do that. A lot of people try to play cool.
Yeah.
Conan doesn't play cool. He goes, I'm a dweeb and a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fucking fuck around. Let's
that was
do
his,
this.
you know, he that was his appeal, you know? Like he was always kind of weird, you know, and he did weird shit. And then when they gave him Tonight Show, it was a struggle and then he got taken away. It was pretty sad. You know?
And there was also what's her face? There was a YouTuber that did a talk show. What the fuck was her name?
Lily Singh.
You talking about Lily Singh?
Yeah, so Lily Singh, and you know, doing talk show shit is hard.
It's really hard. Yeah.
And then people fucking ripped into
They went
her,
in.
dude.
I felt bad, you know? It's also such a difficult thing for someone coming from YouTube to have a whole ass late night talk show, you know?
Well, yeah, and I think like the hard part about having a talk show host is like people who do talk shows also have to be incredibly personable. You know what I mean? Like they have to understand people really well. They have to understand rhythm. They have to like get that person to open up and make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a skill that most people can't develop. Like some people are just innately really good at it.
Yeah.
And you know,
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, I think you could do a great like talk show host. Like I really do feel that. Like, and I think like the hard part for her when she stepped into that space is that there's a reason why these socially awkward people do YouTube. You know, like you can do jump cuts. You can say whatever you want. You're talking into a screen. You don't have to really talk to people.
Yeah.
Right? But when you have to have a conversation with somebody who's a little more grounded, whether it's actors or you have guests, you got to be good with your conversation shit.
Yeah.
And when she went up there, it was just, I watched a few and I'm like, I see why people don't like her on this platform.
Right. I also think the struggle was that, because I don't think Lily, because, you know, I've kicked it with Lily. Like, I'm cool with Lily. Just in the YouTube universe, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've gone to parties, different YouTube after parties together. Like, we've kicked it. Lily's not like a socially awkward person, you know? Like, she's like...
Social.
She's social, you know? I think it's just, it's a lot that comes with going mainstream like that. You're gonna have a lot of people, you know, she was working with like a room full of writers, you know? This is a brand new thing that she was doing, like completely different from a 5-minute YouTube video. It's difficult, you know? And so you got a lot of shit you feel like you're supposed to be doing. It's especially difficult if you're in a room full of writers, even if you think something's not funny, to be like, I don't know about this one, guys. You know, even if it's your shit, because, you know, these are like quote unquote professional writers and they got this list of jokes for you. you're coming from YouTube, it almost is like part of you is like, I don't want to speak up because I have the greatest gift right now. I have a whole show that I can do. People are sending you whack jokes. You're probably gonna say the jokes because I've been in that situation where you're working with some other people and they got trash ass jokes for you and you don't want to speak up too much.
I had that too, where it was like a music video type of thing. I forgot what company it was, but
Paul Kim, yeah.
no.
Just kidding.
But it was basically me doing commentary, whatever, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And there was a guy who I got really pissed at because the reason why I signed on was like, first of all, this wasn't a big production, but the pay was decent, right? It was like I shoot twice a month and I get paid like $5,000 a month. Why not? Let's fucking take it. It lasted like 4 or 5 months. But one of the stipulations that I made was like, listen, I want to be able to at least have control of some of the jokes. And then we would put some of the jokes and I thought it was really funny and they would take everything out that I wrote. And I'm like, fuck this. Like, this is dumb. And people didn't like it because the jokes were bad.
Yeah.
It was not good. And I think for her, when she went on to that show, when I was watching it, I'm like, late night show is not your audience. Her audience is probably like teens.
Yeah.
Like, who's watching? Your age group is not watching this. So the shift didn't make any sense.
I know.
So I was like, God damn, like, why y'all do her like that?
It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle. I mean, I was hyped for her. I'm still hyped for her. She's still getting money out here,
I mean, she's balling. It doesn't matter. She's making another paycheck in her whole life. She's good.
Yeah, like even if she doesn't fucking yes, like okay, so I think she had like a couple seasons of the show, maybe 3, I forget. I think right now she's like one of the judges on one of these talent shows, one of these like Canada's Got Talent or one of these America's Got Talent shows. She's one of the judges. She's still killing it. She's doing her thing. Like fuck it, I think it's like it's a lesson you gotta learn, right? Not everything is for everybody, but she had an opportunity. I would have taken it. Who wouldn't have taken it?
Yeah, I think like when I was talking to a bunch of friends who were like traditional actors, there's actually one friend that doesn't talk to me anymore.
You got a lot of those.
Well, if they don't want to ask for fucking opinions, don't fucking ask. So like this motherfucker,
Yeah.
right? And by the way, doesn't change my opinion about what they do. I think they're really good at what they do. I just got really tired of this point where a lot of actors were getting salty about social media people, right? And so every time we would meet, she would just be talking shit about Viners or whatnot. I didn't like Vine either, right? But I never watched somebody else become successful at what they do.
Yeah.
I could think it's whack, trash, or corny, but I don't feel like that should be me.
Right.
I don't ever think that type of stuff. Because what's made for them is made for them. What's made for me is made for me.
Yeah.
And so every time we would meet up, this girl would fucking be like, yeah, these fucking, I was like, dog, this negativity is fucking killing me. So I looked at her, I was like, hey, so what's the problem here? And she goes like, well, none of them are really talented, but like now when I go into auditions, people ask me about my following and they take roles from me, blah, 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 blah. I was like, look, cream always rises to the top. You'll see these people, they'll get into these acting roles. You think they're gonna book another thing after they suck? So what's the problem? I was like, also too, if you know the formula that makes them successful, you have a talent they don't have and you could do what they do. So if you're not gonna do that, don't sit around just be talking shit about people all fucking day. That's your bad.
That's not gonna do anything for anybody.
Yeah, hasn't talked to me since. Right? And I was like, I didn't say anything terrible. I was just saying like, you sit around and you say so many bad things about people who are doing what they do best at what they do.
Yeah.
Do good at what you do.
Maybe she was in love with you.
We dated for a little bit.
Look, I know exactly what you're saying because even when, let's take Soulja Boy for example, all right? Soulja Boy came out, he fucking hustled his way to a hit with, Superman L, right? And regardless of what you would say about, or what you could say about his music, whether you thought it was like not lyrical or whatever, it's not his fault that people like the song. You can put out trash. If people like the trash, then good on you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not his fault that people enjoyed his songs. And I think now that we're all older, right? Soulja Boy is super like acknowledged as like a pioneer for what he did. You feel me? Especially in terms of like music download, like that air, like a SoundCloud rapper type shit. Like Soulja Boy was really the first person to pioneer that whole wave and like dance hip hop for like the new generation. And that's the thing about it. And I've probably said this before where I kind of felt salty about Vine in the beginning, right? Where I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm fucking putting in work, doing these like shooting sketches for a day or two sometimes, putting out like full out productions for these little 5-minute sketches. And then these motherfucking kids with their 6-second videos at the same parties as me, getting the same brand deals. Who the fuck? How dare they, right?
Yeah.
But then, you know, and I'm sure I've told you guys this story, but then when I got on Wild 'N Out, and one of the OG like comedians was like, y'all don't deserve to be on this show with me. Like, I've been doing stand-up for fucking 20 years or whatever, and you guys make these fucking YouTube videos. And I realized, man, like I was coming with that old head mentality, right? Where it's like, why should I care if some young blood found a way to get some money? There's money out here for everybody.
Yeah.
Who am I to hate on the next man for finding his lane, you know?
Yeah, and also too, it's like generationally, things will always be different, right? So what you wanted during the time, you know, for that person, like at the time you became popular, it stays there. And unless you want to evolve, or you could just keep going back to the same well and having those same fans appreciate what you do. You know, so it's like everybody can eat out here. You know, to go out of your way and tell somebody that they don't deserve what they have, fine. You want to have that conversation with your group of friends who feel the same, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't go out your way to like be salty about it. Because like
100%.
nothing's going to change. What's going to change?
Oh, thought it was an earthquake.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
It was just the AC.
Fucking Wild Out cast members like, you're talking shit. But that sucks too. It's like, none of y'all deserve this. Says who? Because clearly the person who hired me says I deserve it. You don't own this show. So I deserve it then, don't I?
Yeah, man.
You know?
Exactly. Like I said, man, there's money out here for everybody. And even if during the Vine heyday, if untalented people were getting bags, that's not on me.
Yeah.
Let them get their money. Who cares? And to my own credit, to suck my own dick, there's a reason why I'm still getting money out here, and why people that popped off for just lip syncing aren't still getting money out here. You know what I'm
Longevity
saying?
is the key, man.
Yeah, bro. It's like you might be a little flash in the pan, get your bag. That's amazing, but not everybody can be consistent, you know? Consistency over clout. That's what I say.
No, 100%, man. And like I said, I do, you know, Gary Vee be saying some crazy shit, but one of the things that I do enjoy that he says is like, yo, fuck everything else. Just make what you fucking love. And then you'll be able to do this for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think that I see a lot of kids who try to pop off doing like sensational shit. And then they get that one video and they're like, how come nobody's watching the rest of my stuff? It's like, because they only came for that shit. They didn't subscribe to you. They're just like, oh, that's fucking crazy. And they move the fuck on.
Exactly.
And they're asking like, well, how'd you do it? It's like, well, the thing that I popped off of, I continue to do because it's just what I enjoy doing anyways. So like they know what they're here for and they continually get what they ask for. So it's like, it's a whole complicated thing now. Like sometimes I get really sad when I see content creators and they keep asking the same question. How do you do it? It's like, just do what you like.
Yeah.
You know?
I got something for you right after this break.
Dudes behind the foods listeners, have you ever been on the hunt for a new doctor and you ask literally everyone you know for their reco? Even people you know that don't go to the doctors. They know absolutely nothing. Well, you know, a doctor who actually gets you, listens to you, and makes you feel super comfortable is very important. And finally, after weeks of searching, you find the one. And guess what? So you call their office, and then you have an appointment available. Heck yeah. But then the receptionist tells you this perfect doctor doesn't take your insurance. Then Yeah. And then you find that person, and then you beat them up. And then you say, hey, why don't you get yourself an appointment with yourself, idiot? Yeah, I've never done that. Wipe your tears, put away the ice cream, and head over to Zocdoc to find and book the doctor who is right for you and takes your insurance. So why is it that you can get the most random, wonderfully reviewed thing from around the world in just 2 days, but if you want to see a good doctor, it can take forever to get an appointment? Not to mention, how do you know if they're even good? Well, guess what? Thankfully, there's a way with Zocdoc, a place to find and book great doctors who actually have amazing reviews, many with appointments available within 24 hours. My friends, I have had this exact same issue, and with Zocdoc, guess what? I get the physician that works for me, and I could ask him all the weird questions in the world, like, why do I have 3 nipples? Sometimes only when the moon comes out. So remember, Zocdoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. These docs all have verified reviews from actual real patients, not bots. Go to Zocdoc.com/foods and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/foods, Zocdoc.com/foods.
Yo, signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster, right? From hell. Sure, it looked fun at first. They probably threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month, okay? Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month. Say bye-bye to your big wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Ditch big wireless with Mint Mobile's limited time deal and get premium wireless service for just $15 a month. I'ma say it again. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/dudes. That's mintmobile.com/dudes. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/dudes. You know what's crazy, bro? Speaking of that, I got a homegirl who's homegirl. Got on TikTok live and was just going to bingo tournaments and just had the phone on her bingo card and was just, up there with the old people every week playing bingo. And people started to tune in because they were like, I want to see if she gets bingo, right? She started to get more and more viewers to the point where she got a decent following on TikTok, bro. And TikTok really kind of, they were really trying to highlight people that were doing this type of shit, because when you're doing that type of thing, people are more inclined to consistently watch because they want to see if you fucking get bingo, right?
Yeah.
So they started paying her a bag every month to get on live and play bingo.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, bro. It's like you really never know in today's generation, right? And that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Anybody can find a way to get some money out here.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, just so I could put this out here.
Please do.
To that person, right? I still like you, right?
He's still in love with you.
I just think you're a little fucking whiny and annoying. And by the way, I know you've told that story in a different way to multiple people, but none of them believe you. Because guess what they did? They came and they talked to me after.
Tell me in my ear. Tell me in my ear. Oh, yeah. Yes.
And so they were like, she said this, and that. I was like, let me tell you what happened. It's like, that sounds a little more realistic. I was like, yeah, because they know, because they got tired of it too. And they go, oh, yeah, she does do that a lot. I'm like, yeah, man, it's exhausting. And none of you say anything.
Dude, the bitter hater mentality will really eat someone from the inside and ruin everything for them. You feel me? It's like, I also know people, man, who cling on to this bitterness because they didn't make it, right? And then they refuse to acknowledge that it's their fault on them. They want to blame everybody else. They feel like they didn't get this opportunity because this person got the opportunity. Mm-hmm. They feel robbed almost, right? Because someone else got it. And instead of being like, okay, cool, I'm going to be on to the next one, they want to dwell on that shit forever. They stew in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They refuse to be like, okay, cool. Maybe they got this for whatever reason. I'm going to work on my own shit. I'm going to find my own shit. They just want to be bitter about it, bro. And then they're just stuck there being mad about it forever. And it festers inside them, dog. They can't move on.
No, but yeah, remember I told you about the person that I met in high school. It's my friend, Mike, who I met up. And he told me about this other girl who back at home, she's saying terrible shit about me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've only been saying nice things about you. And I just found out. She's telling people I'm a terrible person. And I'm like, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. How do you know this? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you guys this. I've been filming stuff with David So for a long time now, okay? Send Foods, I think we started filming about 5 years ago, at least.
Yeah.
We've been doing this podcast for over a year, maybe even 2. I don't even know. But David's a good person.
Oh, man.
David So is a nice man, all right? He really rides hard for the people he cares about, okay?
If I don't care about you, it's a very bad time for you, though.
I think that is the difference.
Yeah.
You feel me? Speaking of which, oh shit, we're like, what episode of this of the podcast, Robin? What are we at?
This is 94.
Oh my God, we are 6 episodes away, 3 shoot days away from our 100th episode, bro.
Wow. And that's going to be the Robin Couch Booty Review.
Not face, just ass.
Just ass only.
Yo,
My parents are so excited.
imagine
They know you're an artist.
We just had Robin come in with like a full ski mask, but just like with some little like tight ass leggings on or something.
Perfect. And we're like, by the way, we respect her because of her mind.
That's
Do you
right.
understand?
That's why we're not showing her mind.
Exactly.
We'll let everybody see the ass, but we value the mind.
Yeah. And you don't just give out everything you value. You keep that close to yourself.
You get to see the ass for free. You have to pay to see the mind.
That's right.
Exactly.
You pay to speak to Robin Couch.
That's right. You pay to see the mind.
Whoa, if you don't mind.
Maybe I'm not sure what I'm doing, so I just mime.
Whoa, mime. I'm stuck in a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump. Forrest Dump. Forrest Hump. Jenny has AIDS.
Deception. Deception. She had HIV. What do? It burns when I pee.
Whoa, burns when I pee. I see you pee cup. Fill it with knowledge.
Wow. Keep it healthy. I eat lettuce. Let us see you pee cup.
Whoa, cup, guard my dick.
Killed my dog. Oh no, John Wick.
Whoa, you're just rhyming now, dog. Whoa, damn.
You know what I wanted to ask you about? Also,
Wait, that's probably one of the best ones we've done in a long
Yeah, that was
time.
really good.
Okay, go on.
so I wanted to bring this on the previous podcast, but sometimes we drink and I forget to bring it up.
Yeah.
But so there was that thing of a text conversation between Jonah Hill and his ex-girlfriend that went viral.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, right? And so it was about him setting a boundary,
Yeah.
quote unquote, with that girl about her wearing like revealing clothes or going out with men. Which one was
It was both.
It was both, right?
Taking like bikini pics on Instagram, hanging out with guys, a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when I saw this, you know, I thought that I would have a clear-cut idea of what was going on.
Right.
And I just looked at it and I was like, I don't know. you know?
Yeah.
And everybody was kind of going back and forth about it. There was more people who were very sure about their side, and there was very rare people like me where I was like, I see that, but then I don't see that. You know?
Yeah, I kind of went both ways. I pivoted a bit after kind of really looking at it, right? Initially, I read it and I was like, she's tripping. He said, these are my boundaries. This is what I like, or this is what I will tolerate. If you don't like that, you can peace out, right? I'm like, he said his boundaries. But then if you really look at it, it's like it was just kind of saying jealous shit with the terminology of these are my boundaries, right? If you take out the technical words of like, these are my boundaries and shit, it's just him being like, hey, don't hang out with guys, don't post bikini pictures or I'm gonna dump you.
Yeah, ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it kind of felt like.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's saying, hey, these are my boundaries. I would appreciate if you didn't post bikini pictures. I appreciate if you wouldn't hang out with guys. It makes me feel this way, blah, blah, blah. And that sounds very like, oh, okay, yeah, he's in touch and he's communicating. But then if you take all those fancy words away, he's just saying, don't post bikini pictures or I'm
Yeah,
gonna dump you.
yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, he's tripping. And that was, and I love Jonah Hill.
Yeah. I think the thing that I don't like about sometimes when people talk about boundaries, I have boundaries as well, right? My boundaries are, I mean, we're pretty fucking loosey-goosey guys, so
Yeah.
it's not very much.
Yeah.
But like, boundaries, what I don't like is when somebody says a boundary and they just go just because. I fucking hate that.
What'd you
You better explain why it's
Oh,
your boundary.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't just be like, this is my boundary. If you don't respect it, you don't respect me. Fuck off.
Ah, yes.
It's like, no. You don't respect me because you don't even care enough to explain why this bothers you. Because we're not coming to an understanding. So now at that point, you're just saying, fuck off if you don't do this.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? Like that's what I felt.
I think that's what it is. I think it's kind of in a way you're weaponizing these new age terms.
Yeah.
Right?
It was weird because I felt like, I don't know. When I set a boundary for something, right, I feel like it's a boundary in terms of what I want to achieve in a relationship that'll make it better for both of us.
Yeah.
Right? So if he had said, and I'm not sure if this is acceptable for a lot of people, but he goes like, listen, like, I feel that when we're in a committed relationship together, like it makes me feel uncomfortable when you do this because obviously it's a system where there's likes and stuff and it seems like you're wanting attention from other people that you don't need it from.
Okay.
And for me, it makes me feel uncomfortable and I want us to be in a stronger relationship. If you don't feel that way, let's talk about it.
Word.
And then maybe you can convince me otherwise.
Right, because when you say boundaries, it's like you said, it's this cut and dry situation where it's like, do this or I'm out, right?
Yeah.
Where he also could have been like, look, man, when you do this, because I'm an insecure dude.
It makes me feel this way.
I'm super jealous, I'm insecure, we gotta figure this out, right? As opposed to being like, look, these are my boundaries. And plus, I don't know if you knew this part, but she was like, she was a surf model. So posting bikini pictures is part of her job.
I didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing ever.
Where it's like he probably found her because of bikini pictures.
Yeah, and this goes back to what we were saying. It's like, listen, if you found her attractive because of that, what makes you say that other people won't either?
Right.
So maybe what you're looking for is a Puritan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, dog. Exactly. And that's where people fuck up too. It's like if you meet somebody for these reasons, then you have no right to be like, don't do this anymore. Right?
Yeah. I had no fucking. That's kind of funny. It's like she's a chef. He goes, "Hey man, I know that at the restaurant you be cooking for people and stuff, but that makes me super. That's a boundary.
I
for
don't
me.
appreciate that. It's my boundaries.
You should only be cooking for me because I'm your man.
That's a fire analogy because that's exactly what it is.
I don't fucking get it, Jonah Hill. That makes no fucking sense.
I know.
And then sometimes I feel like when people overuse boundaries like that, you know, where they kind of go, well, if you don't have this blah, 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 it's like, fuck you. And
Right.
I actually hear a lot of online anyways, I'm not sure if it's in person, but a lot of girls do that online. Like these super, I say like, these are like toxic females where they just go, this is my fucking boundary, fuck you. And like, okay, but you don't want to have a conversation with the person that you're in and explain how you got to that conclusion, or what you can do to become better, right? Like I don't understand how that works.
That's the issue, man. I think a lot of people take these like these new like hot terms and then they kind of abuse it. You feel me? Where it's like, let's say he was like, yo, these are my boundaries. You suck my dick every night. That's my boundary.
like,
Or I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You feel me? Where it's like that's what you're doing. You're saying, hey, look, I just want to communicate this to you. These are my boundaries. You suck my dick every night. I nut on your face. If you can't meet these boundaries, that's cool, but I gotta get out of this relationship.
Yeah, it's like, I'm glad you said it really soft in a nice tone, but that's pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, you know?
Hey, listen, every night, if you don't let me shove my dick down your throat, then, I feel like you don't respect me as a partner. Like, wait, hold on, what did you say?
Yeah, man. It's just people just get caught up in these terms, and I feel like Jonah was definitely tripping a little bit. You know?
Like it's funny because I went through the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, wait, hold on a second. This is a little fucking weird.
Yeah.
On a random note, there was so I have a few friends who are doing like online dating, and I always I always tell them like, you gotta tell me the details about your online dating because I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
So I love hearing these awkward moments. So I have a friend who's she finds this guy attractive, right? And he clearly is like smitten over her. But you could smell like a dweeb from a mile away.
Oh, it's in him.
Yeah.
Is he cute?
He's average.
Okay.
Right? Which is not bad.
All right.
But the one thing that made me just like cringe was how cool he was trying to be. Like, look, if you fucking like her, just like her.
Yeah.
So for example, this guy like waited a whole year for her to start dating her because he lived elsewhere. And then so they meet up. She starts, falling for him. And I'm also giving her advice as well. It's like, hey, like you got to learn how to put your guard down when you're online dating. Give people chances before you shut them down. All this other stuff. So she does, and all of a sudden, things are going well, and she's kind of like that person that likes a guy to chase her. But I think like for him, he doesn't want to seem too needy because he's very awkward and socially awkward. I could tell by the interactions.
Yeah.
And so they kind of are sparking it off, and then out of nowhere he goes like, "Oh, but I want to let you know that I am dating a lot of other people." Bro, I fucking my skin crawled. Like I'm like, "What are you doing, guy?" And she was like, "Yeah, he said that he's dating other people." I was like, "Hey, listen, he's not dating anybody. He's not dating anybody. He waited a whole year for you, and then suddenly he's Mr. Playboy."
Right.
Like, what are you doing, guy? Like, why does this happen?
I think what's happening here is like you have people that they get caught up in the quote unquote like the rules of dating and how you're supposed to act, right? This dude probably thinks, like you said, he doesn't want to come off too desperate, right? Even though he's been waiting a whole year.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want her to think I've been fucking waiting a whole year. Hey, I got options, baby girl. Hey, you better watch out. This train is choo-chooing, all right?
He's about to FaceTime her. He fixes his hair, puts a cigar in his mouth. Oh, shit. He does. What's up, bitch?
He's in bed. He has a fresh pair of panties he bought from Victoria's Secret. He stretches back. He's like, "Oh, I don't know who left these here. Hey, what's up, baby girl?"
Like a tag on it.
It's in the bag. He takes out the bag. Oh shit, who left these here?
Oh man, I got so many bitches. It's crazy. Oh dog. And let me just tell you, this one line that he said that fucking I'll tell you right after the break.
We got too caught up in our improv.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Today's podcast is also brought to you by GoodieBrand.com. You know, me and Rick always trying to come out with some fly designs. I thought of this shirt when I was in the playground with Veda running around and saw so many parents just on their phones. Made me think of like just the disconnect we have. Technology has made us disconnect. We're obsessed with our phones. You know what I'm saying? So took this little Mickey Mouse logo, flipped it. Instead, it says disconnected, all right? Don't trip. They're not going to sue us because the parody is protected under the First Amendment, some shit like that. All right, so check this out, GoodieBrand.com. This shirt is only available till the end of the month, till the end of August, so get you one. Oh, also, this hat that I'm wearing, that's a new Goodie hat. That is also available, so check it out, GoodieBrand.com. It's a snapback, and it fits great. Okay, have a nice day. I love you, bye.
Let me tell you this one line that kind of, it was a tell-all, right? As to, she was telling me this, and she goes, I was like, what were you guys talking about after, like what's something intimate that you guys were talking about? He goes, well, like he's kind of sweet, but he's like a little awkward. Like what? Like this fool said, and I do have a big suspicion that he either hasn't had sex in a long time or he's a virgin.
Okay.
Because this fool said the most awkward line ever. Because they were talking about like, oh, like, what do you like intimately or whatever, whatnot. He goes, well, I need to be with the girl and we need to have sex every day. And I was like, you are a virgin. You are a fucking virgin. That is the most virgin thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But what is with that statement? And then afterwards, I got so many girls. Like, what?
That is, it's 100% virgin shit because, okay, look.
Not a problem.
Maybe some dudes want to fuck every day, okay? But you might say that, but when you're actually smashing every day, 3 days in, you're like, let's take a break, man.
Yeah.
Let's chill.
Yeah.
Unless what, is he 22?
No. He's older than me.
Well then shit. There's no way unless this fool's taking tap horny chocolate. Not sponsored.
He's over here in the van. Because I want to have it every day. I'm just like, guy, why would you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Like, be quiet. Like, just be honest.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I like you. Like, listen,
Yeah.
We sparked it off the first time that we dated, and I feel like we have good chemistry
They've already
together.
been out and hung out?
Yeah.
Who's he trying to impress?
I don't fucking know.
Let me ask you this. Would you say this girl is out of this dude's league, quote unquote, physically?
Kind of.
Because like,
Yeah.
is it a situation where he meets her in person and he's like, oh shit, she probably could get any dude she wants. I gotta act like I'm this and this and this.
Maybe, yeah. Because
You know?
I feel like she's not like outwardly like the hot girl with their titties out or whatever, right? But she's cute. She's adorable. She's very well put together. Dresses real nice. And in my opinion, yeah, she's physically out of his league. You know what I'm saying? And so like maybe that's what it is too. He feels like, oh, she's used to these type of guys, so I gotta match up to that. But it's like, bro, you already went out on a couple of dates. You're in.
Yeah, what's
like,
the point? He probably fucked it up for himself already, man.
Yeah, so I'm just like sitting here just listening to this, and I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Like, dog, you got it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, I don't know, but I just can't make myself too available. Like, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
So what's up now? Are they happily married or what?
No, I think he kind of fumbled the bag.
Idiot.
I know. It's like, you're dumb, dude. Why did you do this? I feel like there should be some type of helpline for guys. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is what I want to type. And then you'll go, no, that's not what you type. How do you feel? All right, then just kind of finesse what you already feel. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all that.
That's what we're here for, dog. One of these days we'll do a live Dudes Behind the Foods where y'all call in, ask us questions. And we'll answer
80%
your questions.
his advice, 20% mine though, because I'm a little bit of that guy. And I've learned to kind of grow out of it. But it's interesting because I watched, because of his age bracket, that's like stuff you make mistakes in when you're like in your early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's why I thought, like, what is this fool? Is this fool just young and dumb and full of cum or what?
I think he's like 38 or some shit like that, 39. So I was a little shook. I'm like, that's interesting, guy. You know?
He also might be one of these, you know, just completely speculating off of what you're telling me. One of these dudes that was like, yeah, he's a goober now, okay? But maybe he was an ugly, unattractive goober that, I don't know, lost weight, started working out, finally got a little bit of style and was like, I gotta get out there, right? Because now I look good, but has no experience whatsoever. So
I'm
he's
sitting right here, guys. I'm sitting right here, man.
maybe he wears, you know, peach tank tops, right? And he has a fresh haircut, but he's never felt fresh before. So he's like, I need to. Maybe he's in love with his co-host that he does a podcast with.
And then he just keeps hoarding chocolate all day.
Maybe he has a fake woman that he's married to that's a beard because he's in love with his podcast co-host.
They actually adopted 2 kids.
Yeah, maybe there's 2 gay dudes who have fake marriages, but
And they're behind these foods.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, when I was like, and the funny thing is like, I'm actually kind of rooting for him because I think he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think they match really well. So for her, she's getting a little irritated. I'm like, hey, listen, I need you to understand something about this guy. He is socially awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
So you can't, don't misinterpret his awkwardness for as him being a
douche.
Like a douche, you know what I mean? Like he's just really awkward.
He doesn't know what to do.
And so she finally like confronted him a little bit, right? After I was talking to her. And then he finally says it out loud. He goes like, I think I'm just a little awkward. I was like, damn. And that was a little saving grace.
Wow.
And it caused them to date a little longer. But then he fumbled the bag with that stupid fucking comment.
Which one?
Which was the, I'm dating other people type of shit. It's
What's
like,
the point?
It's like, God, guy, like I literally, I don't even know him, but I
Yeah.
know that he's a nice guy. It's
Well,
just like,
unless your homegirl was fucking weird too, and then he was like, I gotta get out of this thing.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, her issue is too, like, I feel her guard is really up. So she's really second guesses a lot of people's motives. But then, that's why I'm like, I was talking her through it. It's like, when you date, you have to be open to the idea that you might get your heart broken. Like,
Of course.
That's just what it is. You can't protect yourself from that all times.
That's life, man.
Exactly. I think it's hard. She's been through so many like shit relationships.
Yeah.
But then it's hard to tell somebody like, hey, sometimes you got to take personal responsibility for the things that happen. So maybe there are things that you could have improved on that would have helped that relationship out.
Yeah.
So you got to figure that shit out.
You always gotta, anticipate the potential for getting hurt.
You've never had your heart broken though. You only break up with people.
I've been sad.
No.
I've been upset and
You
sad.
have never been dumped. You don't know what it feels like.
I've had things ended. I wouldn't say I was like brokenhearted, but I've had things end early that I didn't want to end early.
You sound like you're guilty and you're on trial. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know what it feels like to go at home and then make yourself a breakup mix and then pop on these headphones and then cry while you're laying on your back and have the tears run into your mouth.
No, I've never been quote unquote heartbroken, but I've been sad.
I'm gonna tell Chia to leave you.
Oh my God, I'd be so sad because Veda, not because Chia.
I was like, Chia, can you just like dump him for a week? Just for a week, and then just come back and say, like, I just wanted you to feel it.
Nah, look, real facts. I think about sometimes. I'm like, if Chia was to leave me, like, I'd probably just be single forever because I don't know who else would like deal with my shit the way like she is like the perfect balance for me. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, I'm constantly like, man, you better not fuck this up, bro.
In the mirror every morning. Don't fuck it up.
Flush your poos, man. Flush your poos, bro.
And then you got so distracted by talking to yourself in the mirror, you left the shit in the toilet.
I got so distracted, I just left the bathroom without even wiping my ass.
The toilet paper's attached.
I'm like just leaving fucking poo on the carpet.
Babe, you'll be so proud of me. I told myself not to leave poo in the toilet. She's like, so you leave it on the floor? Fuck!
God damn it! And I'm sitting there fucking, Veda's crying, Q's crying, everyone's hungry, there's just poo all over the place.
Dude, when it's double baby crying time, it's like, oh shit, this is where having two parents really does help out a lot.
Oh yeah, because you were there firsthand yesterday.
Yep. Hey, to the single moms and single dads out there, fucking kudos to you.
It's crazy, man. Look, when that shit starts to happen, when both babies are crying and like you're kind of struggling, I learned about myself. I immediately get hot. Like even when it's at night and I'm trying to change Q's diaper and give him a bottle, like while Chia's like sleeping and I'm trying not to, like have him cry too long or whatever, and I'm like struggling. Sometimes like I'm kind of struggling to get his diaper changed or whatever. I'll start just like sweating, dog. I start to like panic,
Ticking time bomb, dude.
Ugh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I can see though, because like when I was helping out with the kids, it was like, you're right. Okay, go do this. I'll handle this. Okay, and then if it's like, okay, this isn't working, you handle this, and then we'll switch this.
Yeah.
And it's just like figuring it out on the go.
Yeah,
Like, you got to be quick with this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if Veda wants Uncle David, just give her Uncle David for now.
Yes.
And then switch it out.
Yes. I don't know how single parents with multiple babies do it. I mean, look, me and Chia thought we were tired with just Veda until we injected Q into the equation, and we're like, oh, fuck. It was so easy with one baby, bro. Like, 2 babies compared to 1 baby is like next level game changer shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And I've said this before. I didn't start drinking coffee until we had Veda. And I double that shit now. I used to hear I had a homegirl who was like, yeah, no, I have like 3 shots of espresso a day. And I used to be like, God damn. But now, that's kind of what I'm on, bro.
Yeah.
Like 1 drink with a couple shots of espresso, and I'll follow that up with like another later evening coffee or Red Bull situation, or else I'm gonna just be like so tired,
Yeah, I did no coffee for the past 3 days. I took a fucking day nap so fast at 1 o'clock because I be waking up at like 7:30, 7 a.m. now.
Yeah.
And then once it hit 1 p.m., I would just wake up on the couch like, what the fuck happened? He's like, you knocked out. I'm like, I didn't even know I fucking fell asleep.
Yeah.
You need that?
Caffeine is a natural ADHD treatment as well. It's been known to help sometimes, not everybody, but some people it can help with your ADHD symptoms as well.
Well,
Hey.
Robin Couch, that's
Great.
It's so funny that you say that because when I really started upping my espresso usage and I would be more productive and just up, I would think like, I don't need no fucking Ritalin. I'm gonna just keep drinking the coffee,
Is this with the toilet paper attached to your ass?
This is with the poo running down my leg.
Robin, can you talk to them mic again so I can look really annoyed? Go ahead.
Okay, so this is me talking and annoying David. He's really annoyed with me.
Someone
guys.
left a comment on an episode of Dudes Beyond the Food saying, David looks annoyed whenever Robin speaks. And y'all don't realize that's just David's face, guys.
No, guys.
That's his face all the time, man. And it's because I think we have different zone out faces. And look, and you've said this before where when you've been on like meetings with people, you've had to work on changing your face to not look annoyed because that's just your face. Whereas when I'm in meetings with people, I'm like job interview in my face. You feel me? I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, totally. Oh yeah, right? Where you're just looking at me like that with your stupid, annoying, just Korean dad disapproving face.
So somebody recently told me that they know they noticed something about me. It's like, when you meet new people, it's like you don't really make eye contact with them. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, you kind of like look at the floor, look around the side as you're talking, and then you look at them. I was like, you want to know why? He was like, why? It's like, talk to me. And I looked at him and he goes, I see. I was like, yeah, because it looks like I want to sock you in the face. And so when I make a few jokes, I lighten it up, and then they understand like, oh, this is just his natural face.
Yeah.
Mariel saw it for the first time we were traveling in Japan, and then she saw me just walking behind her, just no expression, and she goes, can you lighten up? And I'm like, why? She goes, it looks like you're my bodyguard. Like, you look so angry.
Hilarious.
And I didn't notice, and then she showed me, if she's literally walking like this, she has a clip of it, maybe I'll send it, like behind, like she's walking, recording me, and the whole time I'm like this. And she's like, oh, okay, I see why you don't like always make eye contact at first. You joke around, and it happened a lot. Like, it happened that there was this Filipino show called Mixed TV. Producer came up to me. He was talking to me. I was staring directly in his eyes, and he goes, if I did anything to offend you, he goes, you can let me know. Like, did I say something? I'm like, no, what's up? He was like, oh, you just look really mad. And I just became like super self-conscious.
Yeah.
I'm
Filipino
like,
dude, gay?
yes.
Yeah. Love that guy.
Yeah. So I was like, I started becoming self-conscious. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking away a little bit and then I'll do the thing. But sometimes people think that I'm nervous. It's like, no, I'm not nervous. I don't like making you feel uncomfortable, So I'm like trying to look away.
You know what's funny that you say that is that I am trying to make, or I try to make more eye contact when I first meet people because I know that like I'm not really good at that. So because I don't want people to think I'm nervous, I'll try and force some eye contact. You feel me? And one thing that I started doing years ago, because it forces eye contact, is when I shake hands with someone, I'll shake hands and I'll do the second hand. That forces like this, like initial, like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's up?
You get down here and then you go.
Yeah, you bring their hand down, then you grab their head and you go.
That's how we became friends.
Yeah. Man, actually, how long ago was that first episode of Send Foods? Let me look right now because I forget how long we've actually been working together, you know?
A long time, man.
Like, yeah, I met you through Just Kidding, pero like, oh no, I met you on that music video with Lil Craze.
We never actually really got to work with each other like that, though.
Yeah,
Do
until...
you guys have a friend anniversary?
Well, let's see. February 9th, 2018 was the first episode of Send Foods, like, it came out.
Wow.
So we probably first, like, filmed the episode early 2018. Which was, like, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Pero, wait, I got married in August of 2018. So we had to have known each other before that. But we really grew as friends doing Send Foods together.
Yeah, because we just spent more and more time with each other over and over and over. And I was like, this guy has the same sense of humor.
Yes. Especially, once Thrillist picked it up and we were like traveling together, fucking planes and vans and just like in constant trips together. Or I think the first time we started filming, because I could only afford to shoot Send Foods in LA and San Diego before it got picked up, right? So I would find shit in San Diego for us to shoot, and we'd just be in the car together for like 2 hours. And I remember thinking, oh, wow, this fool David can talk a lot, but I wasn't annoyed because we had good conversations.
It's silly. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't know how to be silly. And I think that's the weird part for me. Like, if you take everything so seriously, I can't talk to you. You gotta learn how to be goofy and just say stupid shit sometimes, you know? Because sometimes I just don't want to be serious.
I hate being serious.
That's why I got Genius Brain to be serious. Over here I get to be goofy.
Yeah.
It's just a lot better that way. Like, I've definitely felt like I met people who kind of, I feel like when they have a conversation with me, they're trying to match what they feel like I'm going to say or like.
Oh.
And you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, but that's not even me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking to the wrong crowd.
For me, it's the opposite, dog. People don't know. Well, people that don't listen to the podcast, and mind you, the whole podcast generation of my content is relatively new, right? A couple years, right? No Chaser, 3-4 years. But before that, it was just my sketches, and maybe they knew I could get deep with Dear De La Ghetto, but a lot of people just assume I'm just constantly a goofball, right? So when people have deeper conversations with me, or they see that I'm not fucking goofy 24/7, they're kind of like, oh, I didn't know you could be a real person, you know? And then where I'm around people that are serious constantly, I'll tell Chia all the time, right? I'm like, because Chia doesn't care enough about a lot of shit to actually have a whole ass conversation about
She's
it.
like if like the word whatever became a person, that's fucking Chia, dude.
As facts,
Yeah,
bro.
whatever.
Like, I got homegirls who are like, you know, can't even look at the sky without getting into a whole rant about chemtrails and what the government is doing to us, right? And I'll like show that shit to Chia. She'll be like, oh, who cares? I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
It's like, all right.
Exactly.
Can I talk to you about the Asian diaspora? She's like, oh, God.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus
No,
Christ.
thank you. I don't even know where to put the proper emphasis on diaspora.
Yeah. I don't even know what it means, dude. How about that? Every time somebody asks me for an interview, can we talk about the Asian diaspora? I was like, first of all, do I look like I know anything about the human body? All right. I don't know anything, all right? Be quiet.
When they ask me about the Asian diaspora, I'm like, I don't watch Lord of the Rings. I'm not familiar with this character. So,
What region is this from?
yeah, man, I just, we can have deep conversations, but sometimes I would just rather not. You know?
Yeah.
And that's, dude, and that's why I fuck with you, bro. We can be goofballs, and we can also get deeper, and also, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, we want to be more like Chia every day. She lives in the world of fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she just really could give a fuck less. She goes, I got my babies. I'm good to go.
But sometimes I'm like, can you care a little bit?
I was like, do you not know anything about the world? You know? It's like, did you hear about this? She goes, oh, what's that? And I'm like, all right.
And that's the thing about it too, is that like, I always make fun of her for being such an old lady. She has no grasp on like current pop culture, current hip hop culture.
Mariel?
She does not care. And she's such an old lady.
Dude, you
know?
want to hear the most old lady shit that Mariel said to me?
Please
She goes,
tell me.
Do you know this phrase that people use when they go, something, it's lit? I was like,
You're
"Excuse-
lying.
I'm not even fucking lying to you. I was like, are you fucking? She goes, yeah, it's like new. I was like, that's not new at all. What the hell are you talking about? She goes, yeah, because like in my workplace, people are using like these slang words and I don't know what they are. And they're like, it's lit. And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, I will divorce you right now. There's no way that you don't know what lit means.
That's crazy.
She's crazy, dude.
That's cute.
She's like in her own world. But I also like the fact that she's very honest.
Yeah.
She's not going like, oh yeah, lit. She just goes, what's that?
The other day, so have you heard the news about, are you familiar with Pop Smoke, the rapper that got killed?
Yes, rest in peace.
Yes. So recently in the news, did you hear about the body found in a barrel?
No.
Okay, so there was a body that washed up in a barrel the other day. And some people think that it might be related to the Pop Smoke murder because this body that was found is the brother of someone who was accused of killing Pop Smoke, okay? So the people are figuring it out. So anyways, this story is playing in the background on the news. And Chia's like, are you listening to this? And I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 Pop Smoke, brother. And she's like, she has this face like, who is this person? What is this? What does that mean, right? And I'm like, yeah, babe, you know Pop Smoke, he's a rapper, blah, blah, blah. Chia looks at me, she goes, Boot, Scoot, and Boogie. It's like the oldest fucking Boot, Scoot, and Boogie.
What are you gonna do? Fucking go in your corner and chew on some saltwater taffy? What's wrong with you, Chia?
Boogaloo shrimp.
Skibbity bop boop bow.
But she just doesn't care, you know?
That's
She's like, I don't know what's going on.
Dude, Pop Smoke, I remember when he first came out, I was like, this guy has to be 60 years old.
His voice.
Yeah.
His voice. Yeah.
He was like fucking 19. I'm
that
like,
crazy?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy when rappers are beginning to pop off and they reach an untimely death, you know? It's crazy.
A lot of young people.
You never know what can happen. in life, you know? That's why I say live life to the fullest, bro. What's the point in being sad about shit for too long? You can't change certain things, so you might as well learn from it, move on, live your life. Because that's why I have, what's the life insurance company that sponsors the podcast?
Gerber?
Fabric. By Gerber Life, so you were close.
Yes, I was like, it's Gerber. There
You were
go.
circling the drain at the point.
That's why I eat Gerber baby food, because you never know.
And I wrap myself in fabric.
Yeah.
Every day I wrap myself in fabric and I eat Gerber baby food.
Because you never know what can happen.
Exactly. Well, guys, that wraps up this episode of Dudes Behind the Foods.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that bullshit.
We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Yo, it's the dudes behind the food.